Howdy do y'all, this is John, and today we're talking about The Last Duel, a new movie out in theaters directed by Ridley Scott. And in The Last Duel deals with this story about a young woman who was raped by Jock, this nobleman, in the subsequent duel to the death between him and her husband. Now, first and foremost, I really like Ridley Scott. I am fully willing to watch all of his movies, even if they're really bad. And thankfully, this isn't one of his bad movies. To get things started, this movie has a very creative way of telling its narrative. It takes the three main characters, John, Jock, and Marguerite, and it tells each of their individual stories about what happened during this situation. And yes, some events are the same, but it's depicted in a different manner than in the other perspectives. And I thought that that was a pretty neat and kind of different way of showing the narrative, of developing it and creating it in the whole 9 yards. And of course, the movie ends with the famous duel to the death between John and Jock. And also, the acting is terrific. Matt Damon is terrific as John. Adam Driver is terrific as Jock. Jodie Comer is the standout. She is pretty much the heart and the soul of the entire movie, because even though she's not the main character, the movie revolves around what she went through. And it's her hard-hitting performance that sells her character and sells the narrative of the film. And certain elements of the narrative are still kind of relevant today. These elitist people defending one of their own with Jock, that still happens today. And don't tell me it doesn't, because Biden, Polanski, Woody Allen, Kevin Spacey, it happens. Is the movie perfect? No. First of all, certain elements of the film kind of dragged on a little too long. There's a few scenes where I just simply didn't think should have went on as long as they did, and a couple of scenes that were kind of unnecessary. Another thing I'd like to point out is the first half an hour of the movie, the writing was a bit jarring at times. This probably had to do with the fact that it had just started. It was the first story. Might not have been used to the way they were doing things yet, but it was still very jarring nonetheless. Other than that though, I really liked this movie. I definitely recommend it if you guys can stomach the assault scene a little bit. Because yes, it is pretty hard to watch. I looked away a little bit myself because it's just hard to watch. It's a bit of a writing problem, especially in the first half an hour of the movie. Nonetheless, I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give The Last Duel an 8. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, please remember, the Badetsky.